Hare Krishna Dam.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, we are set. Sorry for that.
It's no problem.
Where Chandibai has gone. Right, okay. We'll just do a little bit of kirtan, and if you can select a Bhagavad Gita verse in the meantime. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. No. Hare Krishna Jaya Shri Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhaktarinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhaktarinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gaura Nittai 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 Gaura Nittai Jaya Gaura Nittai Jaya Gaura Nittai Jaya Nittai Satchishundara Nittai Satchishundara Nittai Satchishundara Jaya Nittai Satchishundara Jaya Nittai Satchishundara Nittai Satchishundara Nittai Satchishundara Jaya Nittai Satchishundara Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Nitai, Satchi Sundara Ji ki Jai, Gaura Premanandi, Hari 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 Bol. Welcome, Dharm, welcome, Jayanti Bai. Before we start anything, please, you coming on Saturday, Dharm, right?
Yeah, 5 o'clock. Like, yeah,
5 o'clock. That's the time.
it's the Hare Krishna Center.
Hare Krishna Center, 28 Abington Road, LE2 1HG.
Yeah,
Okay. And are you doing some garland?
I was thinking what to bring, garland or a mithai or something, or what?
I leave that
No.
entirely up to you, but come up with something,
Yeah,
right? We don't come empty-handed to
no.
Lord.
I need to, yeah, come with
So I
something.
leave that up to you. What your time and your devotion and bhakti and whichever. But if you make some flower garlands, not short, not kind of here. I have seen sometimes I'm making garlands up till here. You hardly get it over the head. So that
Yeah.
should go up till the hip maybe, or a little bit shorter if needed. Jayanti Bai, you must come on Saturday. You must come. We have invited you so many hundreds and hundreds of times. So, but this Saturday is obligatory. Whatever, we had advanced warning. If you don't come, we come to your house and we'll pick you up and force you with hand behind your arms, twisting your arm. You must come. No, honestly, you must come. This is a very wonderful event taking place on Saturday, and that cannot be repeated. That only happens once a lifetime, even many, many lifetimes. You would curse yourself if you miss that. Sometimes opportunities presenting itself, which are unique. And then we have to just take to it. Otherwise, it's just like the train, the flight is leaving. And you're thinking, oh, I have to do this and that. And then the flight is gone. It was the only flight out of the country. No more flights. So do come. Okay. Again, sorry, Chandibai, for the delay. But and bring something for the Lord, Chandibai. Bring something. Everybody bring something. Make some garland or bring some prasadam preparation or something. Bring. We shall never come empty-handed in front of Krishna. Krishna gives us so many things. So many things. Every day. Give us air to breathe, water to drink, food to eat, a bed to sleep on. Gives us this body. Doesn't belong to us, not our body. We didn't make it. Krishna's body. Krishna made this machine. And we are all part and parcel of Krishna. So we need to come, not empty-handed, to the temple. Bring something. I'll leave that to you. Your good wife is an excellent cook. I know. And Chandibai, what I always remember, and I always do that, when you offered me at your house some years back some watermelon juice with ginger blended in her. Watermelon and ginger in the blender, and that was absolutely excellent. Since then, whenever I have the opportunity of blending some watermelon, I always put ginger in. It's absolutely beautiful. Little bit of ginger. Sometimes I put even a lot of ginger. And the seeds are ground up and sinking to the bottom, and so one doesn't have to bother with picking out the seeds. It's just blend it all. Blend it, and the ginger as well. So if you want, bring some watermelon juice. So many things. So, right, okay, a delayed start, but nevertheless, we are here in Amita. He has excused himself. He has some engagement, but he will come on Saturday, and Jayandiva will come, and Dharmi will come, and many more. Take advantage. These Maharajis only come with the devotees from France. They come all the way from France just to visit us and going on a UK tour. And that might be the once in a lifetime opportunity. So, with that out of the way, what we're talking about tonight, Dharm?
Chapter 4, verse 28.
428. Let's look what that is. Bhagavad Gita 428. Let's see what you gave us here. You're a kind of a yogi, Dharma, isn't it? You like the yoga chapter. Well, that's not the yoga chapter, but you like the yogic. I know that. If you could, I have a feeling you would just go to the Himalayas. You're not the only one. No, I wouldn't go to the Himalayas. There's too much to do here. How can I conduct a Zoom meeting from the Himalayas? Maybe from Rishikesh you could do that. Okay, let's share that screen. So tonight we're reading from and discussing the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Transcendental Knowledge, text 28. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dravya Yagyastapo Yad Yagya Yoga Yagyas Tatapare Svadhyaya Jnana Yagyascha Yataya Samshita Vrataha. As we can already see in the verse, there is a lot of yagya, sacrifice, and jnana, knowledge. So, Dharm, you want to read the translation, please?
Translation. Having accepted strict vows, some become enlightened by sacrificing their possessions, others by performing severe austerities, by practicing the yoga of eightfold mysticism, or by studying the Vedas to advance in transcendental knowledge.
And the purport as well, please.
Purport. These sacrifices may be fitted into various divisions. They are persons who are sacrificing their possessions in the form of various kinds of charities. In India, the rich mercantile community or princely orders open various kinds of charitable
it's always the second line. When the page goes down, It's the first line, the last line repeats itself, so you always jump to the second line.
Yeah, okay. So charitable institutions like Dharma Sala and Kshetra,
Yeah.
yeah. Atihi Sala, Anatharaya, and Vidya Vita.
May I just interrupt here? When the S, like Atiti Shala, it's not Sala, it's Sh. The S with a slash over, that is a Sh. And with a dot over is also a Sh. The both is slightly different, but it has to be a Shala, not Sala, but Shala. Carry on.
Okay. In other countries too, there are many hospitals, old age homes, and similar charitable foundations meant for distributing food, education, and medical treatment free to the poor. All these charitable activities are called Dravayam Aya Yajna. They are others who, for higher elevation in life or for promotion to higher planets within the universe, voluntarily accept many kinds of austerities, such as Chandrayana and Chaturmasya. These processes entail severe vows for conducting life under certain rigid rules. For example, under Chaturmasya, under that vow, the candidate does not shave for 4 months during the year, from July to October. He does not eat certain foods, nor does not eat twice in a day, or does not leave home. Such sacrifice of the comforts of life are called Tapamanya Yajna.
Yeah. When the J and the N, which is wave over the N, it's G. It's not Yachna, it's Yagya.
Yagya. No.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. There are still others who engage themselves in different kinds of mystic yogas, like the Patanjali system, for merging into the existence of the Absolute, or Hatha Yoga, or Stanga Yoga for particular perfections. And some travel to all the sanctified places of pilgrimage. All these practices are called yoga, yajna, sacrifice for a certain type of perfection in the material world. There are others who engage themselves in the studies of different Vedic literatures, specifically the Upanishads and the Vedanta Sutras, or the Sankhya philosophy. All of these are called Sadhyayana Yajna, or engagement in the sacrifice of studies. All these yogis are faithfully engaged in different types of sacrifice and are seeking a higher status in life. Krishna consciousness, however, is different from these because it is the direct service of the Supreme Lord. Krishna consciousness cannot be attained by any direct service of the Supreme Lord. Krishna consciousness cannot be attained by any one of the above mentioned types of sacrifice, but can be attained only by the mercy of the Lord and his bona fide devotees. Therefore, Krishna consciousness is transcendental.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, you're learning a bit of Sanskrit here. Here we go. Welcome, Amrita Radhe Mataji. You have that beautiful verse selected by Dam. The translation again, having accepted strict vows, some become enlightened by sacrificing their possessions, and others by performing severe austerities, by practicing the yoga of eightfold mysticism, or by studying the Vedas to advance in transcendental knowledge. Omaginati mirandas yagananchana shalakaya jakshurin militam yena. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Zagrachatam Zahagana Ragunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Parichana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padanza Hagana Lalita Shivisha Kanvitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagadavate Gopisha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpata Rupyascha Kripa Sindhupya Evacha Paditanam Pavanepyo Vaishnavepya Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Interesting verse. One would think this verse would appear in the 6th chapter, because the 6th chapter is particularly the yoga chapter, but that is a little bit of a prelude. In the 4th chapter, transcendental knowledge, how to achieve transcendental knowledge. Well, first of all, let's clarify. The eightfold yoga path of mysticism is, of course, Ashtanga Yoga. Ashta is 8. Ashtanga Yoga. It's a complicated yoga practice with 8 limbs. So that is Ashtanga Yoga, eightfold mysticism. So generally, these vows and austerities are very popular amongst people. Much more popular than the vow of chanting Hare Krishna. One could ask, why is that? Because it's so tangible. It's as Srila Prabhupada said, the Hare Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna is so easy here that people think, oh no, I want something complicated. A process of self-realization. I want a complicated process. It's too easy here. Just repeating Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And above all, it's free. So they don't take it serious. Srila Prabhupada said, if I would have charged $25, that's not much nowadays, $25. That Srila Prabhupada said that 40 years ago. Today it would be probably 55. That's not much money. But then people, first of all, he said, I would be a millionaire. Yes. But then people would take things a little bit more serious. They pay some money for. But generally, all these different processes you see advertised on the internet and pay money for and this and that, they're all cheating processes. All cheating processes. We don't say the strict vows and sacrifice one's possession and performing severe austerities and Ashtanga Yoga and studying the Vedas for transcendental knowledge. These are not cheating processes. But these are neither, as Srila Prabhupada points out, these are neither the proper transcendental process of developing love of God, love of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada he's speaking about these different sacrifices in the 3/4 of the purport. And then I was just waiting for it. And then it came. However, so having all said these different processes, however, the direct process of taking to Krishna consciousness is, of course, superior, vastly superior. It depends on the mercy of the Lord. These other processes don't depend on the mercy of the Lord. And there is a very nice example. I've given it many times. I give it again. Sometimes we are asked, what is superior? The cat way or the monkey way? Cat or monkey? Okay, explain. What do you mean? The cat, when she wants to transport her kittens somewhere, from one place to another, what does she do? She grabs them in her mouth and carries them one by one to the new place. So that's a cat way. The monkey, he doesn't carry the monkey babies in the mouth. They cling onto him. We have seen many pictures, either on top of the monkey, but generally on the belly, upside down, so holding on. And then they'll be transported from one place to another. So which is the better way? And the answer is the cat way. Why? The monkey has to hold on. Monkey baby has to hold on by his own strength. If he lets go of the fur of the mother, he falls down. And sometimes these monkeys jump from one wall to another. The baby holding on, not falling down. But the baby has to, by his own strength, has to get hold of the mother. Now the cat, the kitten has not to do anything. Kitten has not to hold on because the kitten is carried by the mouth, by the teeth. The cat, the same teeth who kill a mouse or a rat. Very dangerous teeth, the cat. The same teeth are loving teeth, carrying her offspring one place to another. Just see. But in the same way, the yogic processes, all what here, all the processes, strict vows, sacrificing one's possession, severe austerity. What does it mean, severe austerity? There are yogis who practice severe austerities. As we know, cow dung is used for burning in India. Not only cow dung, the cow dung is mixed with some dry husk and dry bits of straw. Because when people cut grain, or then there's a lot of straw, which then with a machine nowadays even with a diesel motor, or by hand with a big wheel, then you cut that straw into smaller pieces, and generally that straw is fed to the cows because there is not so much lush green grass available in India. It's dry. And the cows are happily eating that dried up straw from the grains or any other plants. So that cow dung is mixed with a fair amount of that straw. So first of all, it smells very, very nice. Not at all like droppings of an animal. It smells nice. Cow dung, it smells very nice. Cow dung is very special because it has all the antiseptic property. So sometimes people are seen in India as spreading out a mixture of cow dung and water in their rooms and on the veranda and everywhere. And that is considered to be purified. And if you are ever sitting on a veranda which has been, this goba, this mixture of cow dung and water has been spread and then let it dry, and it smells very nice. And above all, it keeps the flies away. So many usages of cow dung. So that cow dung is then put into some kind of chapati, like cow patties, and they are just put on the wall of a building and because they're wet, it sticks. And once they're dry, they're falling down. They're collected. They're collected in little houses with a straw roof. That is a fuel for the fire. And most of the time, the only fuel. There is people chopping down trees and bushes, of course, but that is very, very limited. In some regions, there is nothing. There is no forest and nothing, no fuel. You have to buy the wood, but the cow patties, people have cows. There is nature's gift, free. And then these cow patties put into the outdoor or indoor fire, and they're burning. They're burning very nicely, slow burn, bluish flame even. I have seen people cooking on cow patties. It's very nice. It's a nice smell, and you see pictures of India. The woman, the wife, is crouching down and feeding the fire, and put the cow patties in, and maybe a little bit a stick of wood as well, and cooking the meal. So it's heating up. Very nice. You can cook a meal. So these cow patties is fuel. And there's an interesting story in that connection. When devotees came to some country in Africa, people had a shortage of cooking fuel. Everything what was wood, every tree, everything has been cut down. Because people have to cook. To eat, you have to cook. But there was not a single tree standing anymore. The people were quite in a desperate situation. And they did not know the secret of the cow patties, the cow dung. So the devotees, they showed them how to make a burning fuel from cow patties, from cow dung. And that changed their life. It completely changed their life. Then everybody picked it up. Everybody in the village. And the next village, and next, and next, and next. So this is a very wonderful fuel for the fire. So the yogi, there are some yogis, they breaking that hard. When the cow dung is dried, it's become very hard. They're breaking that cow patty into smaller pieces. And they're sitting cross-legged, a lotus asana in the middle. They're making a circle of pieces of this cow patty around them. Big circle. And then they're lighting this cow patty all around them. Every single one, and it burns. It's like a ring of fire. A ring of fire. And sitting under the hot sun, I mean, these days we have almost 30 degrees, 28, 29. So in India, it is 40 plus. 45 maybe even, 42, 43. We had that a year, 2 years ago. When the temperature reaching 40, you cannot do anything anymore. You just can sit down and wait until the heat is gone. Keep the window open, keep some air flowing. So these yogis, they're sitting in the hot sun, 42, 43, and surrounded by a ring of fire. So that makes it very, very hot. That is their austerity. They're torturing the body. If you perform this kind of austerities and giving up your comforts in a nice air-conditioned room, then you losing the attraction to sense gratification naturally. Naturally. It's just like when we fast a day, 2, 3, maybe. Then we're losing all attractions to sense gratification. So in the same way, the yogis, by these austerities, trying to control the senses. And by controlling the senses, they're hoping to come to a transcendental platform. So that is severe austerity. So fire around and sitting in the hot sun and just meditating, that is certainly very severe. Others, they're sacrificing their possessions. Can be also seen in India. They're giving up all possessions. And they're just walking with a loincloth. Maybe they have a water pot and a stick. That's all. So Vaishnavas doing this kind of sacrifice as well, like the six Goswamis. Vande Rupam Sanatana Raghuyago Shri Chiva Gopalako. The six Goswamis, direct followers of Lord Chaitanya, they were living very simple. Previously, there were high government officials. Rupa Goswami, he was the chief minister, the government of the Nawab Hussain Shah, a very essential person. When he wanted to renounce and join Lord Chaitanya, the Nawab didn't allow him. So he took sick leave. He was sick at home. And when the Nawab sent some men to find out how is Rupa, it may have been Sanatan, I don't know, one of them brothers. Then came at his house, and what did he see? He wasn't sick. He had scholars and devotees around himself, and they discussed Srimad Bhagavatam. He became very angry. He said, "No, you're my chief minister." And then Rupa said, "I want to retire." But no, you can't. And it was Sanatan. Then put him in, imprisoned him. They're both high officials. So much luxuries they had. You're the first minister in the kingdom, yes. You're taking part in all the opulence of the king. You put him into prison. Then by some trickery, he escaped. He bribed one prison guard. The prison guard, of course, he was very afraid. What will happen to me? Oh, you gave him the story. He gave him the narrative. You just took me somewhere and I overpowered you and I escaped, and it's not your fault. The money was serving as a bribe. He couldn't resist it, so he let him go. So these Goswamis, Rupa, Sanatan, and the others as well, they performed. They gave up everything, all their riches. They had no interest in their riches anymore, because they got a taste of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. Once we become devotees and become situated on the transcendental platform, then naturally, gradually, or sometimes even quite quick, like in Rupa and Sanatan's case, quite quick, you're losing all attraction for sense gratification. And Sanatan is a very nice example also. The only possession towards the end, what he had, was a kind of valuable blanket, a chadar. Nice chadar, which he has given up everything, but that chadar he still kept. And then he had various meetings with Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya looked at him and he looked at that chadar. He didn't say anything. He just looked at that chadar, and Sanatan could immediately understand that the Lord doesn't like that fancy chadar. I'm walking around in a loincloth with a water pot and a stick, and I have no possessions. I've given up all my possessions, but there still I have this fancy blanket. So he went on the bank, to the bank of the Ganges. There was some very poor fellow who had no possessions, not even a fancy chadar. He said, "Sir, would you exchange your torn blanket with my blanket?" And the beggar, he said, "Why are you mocking me? Why are you mocking me? Who would exchange his fancy and valuable blanket with my torn old blanket?" But Lord Chaitanya, Sanatana Goswami insisted. Then he gave that beggar his fancy blanket, and he got that torn old blanket from that beggar. And then when he came like that in front of Lord Chaitanya was very pleased, because as a renunciate, if you still have some attraction to some valuable possession, then that is a stumbling block in our spiritual journey. So the six Goswamis, what to speak of Rupa and Sanatan, what to speak of Raghunath Das Goswami? He was a most renounced. We have spoken about that story many times, but say it again. He was so renounced. He also came from a wealthy family, Kayashta family, which were some upper class merchant family. And his father and uncle and all very rich. He left that and he wanted to join Lord Chaitanya, but the family always got him back. That sometimes happens also. It happens also for devotees that joined Hare Krishna temple, the Hare Krishna movement, and the parents came and took them back by force. So, say whenever Raghunath ran away to meet Lord Chaitanya, he was brought back by the servants of the family by force. They basically imprisoned him. And then they thought, the wife particularly thought, if we just get him married with a beautiful, beautiful wife, then without ropes we imprison him. He will never run away. So that's a good lesson. Get married to a beautiful wife, you're easily entangled for the rest of your life, or until the time comes to renounce. So this bond between husband and wife are very strong. It's very difficult to leave that behind. But we have to leave it behind eventually. The best is voluntarily. At an advanced age, take to vanaprashta life. Leaving family behind, they're grown up, they're married, everything. Time has passed. And then just husband and wife going to pilgrimage places. Srila Prabhupada also explains in his purport, going to pilgrimage. Different dams. And then the husband, in due course of time, he will fully renounce even his wife, who will go back to the grown-up children. And we have to renounce that family attraction and attachment anyway. At the time of death, all of a sudden, We have to renounce our attachment to family, wife and children, society, friendship and love. We are forced to. Better to practice a little bit before, quite a bit before, even better. Because it needs to be practiced, this renunciation. Of course, one needs to be mature enough that not I renounce prematurely and then I go back into family life after said renunciation. That is not a very good idea. So, this Raghunath, one night, he got married to a very beautiful wife. And when the husband said to the wife, if we cannot bind Raghunath to our house and our family so we can enjoy family relationships, if we cannot bind him down with a wife, with an attractive and beautiful wife, then we have no chance of keeping him at home. He will run away sooner or later, and he was right. One night, when the family priest, Yadunandan Acharya, they had a family priest who performed some yagyas and rituals and regularly in the mandap. They had an altar, also an altar, mandap. They had a sacred space. So it became a bit late, later than usual, and the sun had gone down and it became dark. And then Yadunandan Acharya, family priest. Of course, we don't keep family priests. Okay, let's get engaged a family priest who does our deity worship. Some temples do like that. Or some very rich people do like that. They employ a family priest. The idea is the deity worship, the householder should do that deity worship and not pay someone to do it on their behalf. Much more better. You engage yourself in deity worship. Anyways, there was a family priest. So Yadunandan Acharya said, I have to go now. It's already dark. And then Raghunath said, oh, might be dangerous. It's dark and there might be thief on the path. And he lived not very far away. Then Raghunath said, I will accompany you just to make sure you arrive safely at your home. And by Krishna's arrangements, Yadunandan Acharya agreed to that proposal, and Raghunath thought within his mind, that's my chance. That's my chance. So he accompanied Yadunandan Acharya to his house, and everything was fine. And on his way back, he ran away. This time, he didn't go on the road, on the public road, where he has always been caught and brought back. He went through the jungle with thicker bushes and prickles and wild animals and lots of dangers through the jungle. And of course, as once I realized Raghunath had run away, they sent out the servants like usually. And the servants went on the public road and asking people, had anyone seen my son, Raghunath? Nobody has seen him because he was taking the jungle path. So he successfully ran away like that. There's a whole story how he got the mercy of Lord Nityananda before actually getting to Lord Chaitanya. Like we must get the mercy of a spiritual master. Nityananda is an original spiritual master, the prototype of spiritual master, so to speak. And the spiritual master is a representative of Nityananda Prabhu. So Lord Chaitanya told Raghunath, if you want to join my Sankirtan movement and you want to join me, you have to get the mercy of Nityananda first. It's like Krishna also say, if you want to become my devotee, you have to first surrender to a pure devotee spiritual master. That you have to do first. You cannot come directly to Krishna. I surrender only directly to Krishna. I don't need to surrender to a spiritual master. No, Krishna will not accept. Like Lord Chaitanya, he wouldn't accept. He said, you first get the mercy of Nityananda. And Raghunath did that. He approached Nityananda, who had been assembled at an assembly with devotees and so on, and surrendered to him and got his mercy. How he got his mercy? Lord Nityananda put his foot on his head and told him, you must prepare a big feast for all the hundreds and hundreds, thousands of Vaishnavas here. And of course, Raghunath has been very wealthy family, so he had the funds. And he made arrangements for a big prasadam feast. Like on Saturday, we're hoping also to serve a nice prasadam feast to all the Vaishnavas. And the mercy will be available. We have two wonderful sannyasis, Bhakti Govinda Maharaj and Bhakti Swarup Damadas. This is Bhakti Swarup Damodar Goswami. He's going early to sleep at 8 o'clock, latest, in the evening. And then he wakes up at 1 o'clock and is chanting hundreds of rounds every day, not just 16, over 100 rounds regularly. So we can only get a glimpse of what enlightened, inspired souls they are. They're not just performing severe austerities and yagas. No, they're wonderful devotees. So then Raghunath, when he was able to join Lord Chaitanya, he arranged for some big feasts for all the devotees. That was going on for some time. And then he thought to himself, I'm taking money which my parents sent me. Yes, I'm feeding the Vaishnavas, but you shouldn't accept that money. And then he stopped. And then Lord Chaitanya asked him, why you stopped spending lots of wealth for feeding also devotees? And then Raghunath explained to him, I feel that is not proper for renunciate. Lord Chaitanya approved. Yes, that's very good. So the feast stopped at that point. And Raghunath stopped of accepting money sent from his parents. So that was we can see step by step renunciation, step by step. And then what did he do? How did he maintain himself? Besides there is some prasadam amongst the devotees, but not every day. And so he begged, like a beggar, at the entrance of the Jagannath temple in Puri. You see many beggars, not only in Puri, Vrindavan, up to Vaishana, they're sitting all in a line, one by one, sitting there and having something, just like a homeless person sitting there in front of the supermarket with some hat there or something, and people passing by, and some give some money. But these homeless people, they may use that money for the drug addiction in many cases, or for some food or so. But this Raghunath, he was just begging to maintain his body. a little bit, some chapati, little bit here, little bit there. But then one day, he thought to himself, that is not proper. Like previously, you're accepting vast amounts of money. Yes, feeding the Vaishnavas, but that was not proper, and Lord Chaitanya approved, and he stopped it. So then he thought, that's not proper. I'm standing, say, I have actually developed the mentality of a prostitute. What does that mean? The mentality of a prostitute. Oh, here is a customer, and this man is not a customer. So if someone begs, just like the homeless person, then know also very exactly. This person will not give, this will not give. This. Oh, this person, he has given me something last time, a day, 2 days ago. Surely he will give me something again. So this calculating mentality. So that's kind of the attitude of a prostitute. Here, this was a customer, he will come again, and like that. So he thought that was not a good idea, that mentality. So he gave it up, of standing and begging in front of the Simhatwara gate, the lion gate at Jagannath Puri Temple. It's a very important gate. Right in the lion gate there is a deity of Lord Jagannath. For those who cannot enter the temple, Patita Pavana Jagannath Ki Jai. A smaller deity, just Jagannath. I think so. Or was it all three? I don't remember. Patita Pavana, the savior of the fallen. There's a story behind that. Amrita Radhe, we have told that before. Remember that? That the king's daughter, the Muslim ruler, she fell in love with one panda, with one servant of Lord Jagannath. Because this servant of Lord Jagannath, they're very beautiful, they're very handsome, they're very healthy, they're serving the Lord, they have no material desires for sense gratification. They're just totally engaged in the service of the Lord. So they're becoming actually very attractive. If someone performs these austerities, not mundane austerities, but these austerities in performing devotional service, fully absorbed in the service of the Lord, such a person will become very attractive. So the king's daughter has been attracted to that particular devotee. And she went to her father. Father, I want to marry this man. Of course, that was not welcome, we could imagine, by the father, that they are Hindus. We are Muslims. Cannot marry a Muslim man. But she insisted. Fell in love with that Puchari. So then the king sent out his men to contact the temple authorities. Puri, said, my daughter wants to marry that Puchari. When they said, that's not possible. A Hindu doesn't marry into a Muslim family. And then king became very angry. If you don't let my daughter marry this man, I will destroy the Jagannath temple and burn it down. What can they do? They spoke to the Puchari and he said, no, I don't want to get married. I'm happy engaged here in the service of Lord Jagannath. You, Prabhu, you have to surrender for the sake of, otherwise the king will destroy the temple. That's Lord Jagannath's service. You have to do that sacrifice. So he wasn't happy to run into the Grihastha ashram. Oh yeah, finally I get married. So much sense gratification available to me. No, he didn't want to. So, but considering all that, he had to save the temple. So eventually he got married to the king's Muslim daughter. And after the marriage, when they want to go to his puchari service, I said, no, you cannot do your service anymore because you're Muslim now. That was a very hard hit. Couldn't do his service anymore. He married in a Muslim family. Oh, Krishna. So he was very depressed, like a devotee who was stopped of performing his service. That's all what a devotee has. His only possession is the service of the Lord. So what to do? So to accommodate him, they installed that Patita Pavana Jagannath right at the Simhatwara Lion's Gate. One can see from outside without entering the temple, just for him. Of course, nowadays it's not just for him, because we Westerners, we cannot enter the Jagannath temple, and if we do somehow slip through, we might get beaten. That is a different. Srila Prabhupada, he was invited to Puri, to the temple. He said, I will not go. As long as my devotees are not allowed in the temple, I will not go either. That's a real spiritual master. That is wonderful. So, but today, if anyone not born in a Hindu family, because they take it temple administration, they take it that one must be born in a Hindu family to be a Hindu, to be a Brahmin. We have learned from Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, no, Chatya Varnyam Maya Shreshtam Ya Guna Karma Vibhaga Saha. It's by Guna Karma, by the mode of material nature and by the work you perform, that qualifies you as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, not by birth. That's not supported, even in Bhagavad Gita. But they have said that may change, but it hasn't to this day. So the devotees, Western devotees, they go to the Simhatwara Lion Gate and they offer their respects and obeisances to Lord Jagannath. There, you can see Lord Jagannath from outside the temple. You cannot go inside, you see it from outside. Same, Lord Jagannath is Lord Jagannath. There were others who could not enter the Jagannath temple in Puri. Rupa and Sanatan and Haridas Thakur. Why? Haridas Thakur took birth in a Muslim family, and Rupa and Sanatan, they accepted the service of the Muslim ruler and that immediately disqualified them. The strict Hindus at the time, they would never have accepted to work for the Muslims. So they were rejected from the Hindu community because they worked for the Muslim ruler. So they were not allowed to enter the temple in Puri. And Lord Chaitanya advised them, or to speak of Haridas Thakur, you just look at the chakra, that is the chakra on top of the temple. And it's very high and very big chakra. You can see from far and wide. You take darshan of the chakra on top of the temple. You don't need to enter the temple. Don't cause commotion and this and that. Just worship and look at that chakra of the temple. That's as good as seeing Lord Jagannath in the temple. So those of Western devotees who are not permitted to enter the Jagannath temple, we are in good company. We are in company of Rupa and Sanata and Haridas Thakur. No problem. So back to Raghunath Das. Lord Chaitanya inquired from him, why you stopped begging alms at the Simhatwara gate? And he explained, just like that mentality is just like a prostitute. Lord Chaitanya agreed, yes, like previously. Stop getting money from your parents. Stop begging at the Simhatwara gate. So what did he do, then, Raghunath? He attended prasadam distribution, free prasadam distribution. Prabhupada mentions here. Anna. There were some free prasadam, and still today also, free prasadam is distributed. So, where many sadhus in Puri, or same in Vrindavan and other places, they're going there and they're getting once a day a plate full of prasadam. Chapati, some sabji maybe. Kitri, yeah, supreme. Kitri is supreme for sadhus. Sadhu food, kitri. Rice with a bit of vegetable. So then that was better than begging and having that mentality of a prostitute. Developing that mentality. Calculating. So because there you just could take that free prasadam and that. So when Lord Chaitanya heard of that, how Raghunath was maintaining himself, he approved. But then Raghunath gave this free prasadam distribution, he gave that up as well. Because when you, as sadhus, when you come together and you're waiting in the queue, there's always some gossip going on, which is also not conducive to spiritual advancement. In our temples, where is the most gossip going on? May it be Bhaktivedanta Manor or anywhere else. Where is it going on? In the corridor, of course. Not in the temple room, but outside, in the corridor, in the kitchen. Kitchen, there should never be any gossip going on. Kitchen is Radharani's kitchen. One shouldn't speak in the kitchen. Just chanting or hearing Mahamantra on a tape recorder or singing. And if there is a need, there's two people in the kitchen, there's a need to say something. There are only really things which there is a need. I cannot find that pot. Do you know? Or something like that. But no idle talk. Gramya kata. No gossip. Shouldn't go on in the kitchen. And shouldn't go on in the corridor. But so that Raghunath, he got drawn into that. Not that he engaged in the gossip, the Gramya kata, but that was all around him. The other sadhus, they were not on his level of consciousness. So there were talk going on. Oh, did you hear the latest? And this happened, and this happened. And he's standing in the queue here. So he wasn't very happy. He gave it up. He gave it up. So what did he do? He went in the evening to the Jagannath temple. The temple is surrounded by a high wall. Very old temple. Very, very old temple. And with the biggest kitchen in the world. Dozens of offerings are there made by these stoves, these ovens, they never stop. They're constantly fired up and offerings are going on. Fire never stops. And that prasadam is distributed. Nowadays, you go to some stalls near the temples, they're selling you the coconut tongues, nice grain, sweet preparation, or so many other things. And if you're very fortunate, as we have been when we're visiting Jagannath Puri, we are staying in a hotel. There is no much other accommodation as available. It's not like a Mayapur Vrindavan guest house like in Vrindavan MVT. There's a temple, a small temple. But so many pilgrims come to Puri, so the only way is one of these many hotels. And our host was very nice, and I believe most of them are nice. These are inhabitants of Puri, the devotees. So he arranged, I think it was the day before we left, he arranged a big feast of Jagannath Mahaprasad. I don't know how he got that. He had his contacts, but he came with clay pots full of prasadam, many, and then we had all varieties of Jagannath Prasad. That was beautiful. He didn't want even any payment for it. It was just out of his kindness. He could appreciate the devotees. We're a group of devotees. So we eating most wonderful and valuable Jagannath Prasad. So Raghunath went to the wall of the Jagannath temple, and in the evening, when there was some leftover of rice, which had already gone bad. If you keep rice for too long, in a hot climate, it will sour and it decomposes. And then it was thrown over the wall of the temple, on the outside of the temple. And then cows usually came, but it was so decomposed, so rotten smell, that even the cows didn't touch it. And then Raghunath went there. He took a few handful of that rice and he washed it. He washed that rotten smell and he washed that away with water. And the inner portion of the rice was still okay. So that's what he ate. And when Lord Chaitanya heard of this great austerity of Raghunath, he was very pleased. So these are examples of devotees, like the six Goswamis, performing great austerity. But in this verse, the yogis, they're not on that platform. They're not devotees. The yogis, by their own strength, they want to achieve either eightfold mysticism, mystic powers, or transcendental knowledge by studying the Vedas. That's another one. By studying like Vedanta Sutra. So it's an indirect path, not a direct, indirect. So that will bring some benefit for sure, but that will not give us Krishna's mercy generally. Krishna's mercy comes through direct worship of Krishna, which seems to be such more easy. What is that austerity a devotee has to perform? Chant, dance, and feast. That was Lord Chaitanya's program. Chanting, dancing, and feasting. Oh, what an austerity is that? Chanting. We can chant all night long, all day long. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Saturday we'll have a lot of chanting. We have Neera Mataji, some big kirtaniya, big kirtan singer from Bhaktivedanta Manor. She will come. Beautiful singing kirtan with harmonium. And surely we have some good Mridangam players as well. So expect some very wonderful kirtan. And I have seen pictures of both Maharajas and the congregations there in France. They're dancing like anything. They're jumping and dancing. So expect a lot of dancing as well. And feasting, yes, we have made arrangements. There's a nice feast for everyone. So chanting, dancing, and feasting. And then we'll have, of course, a talk by Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, who I have heard some talk from him. Very ecstatic pastimes. He's very animated. He makes you feel you're right in the pastime. So he will enlighten us with Krishna Katha, with beautiful pastimes. So that's it. Chanting, dancing, and feasting. That's the austerity of the devotees, which is not austerity, which is just our normal condition in a pure state of Krishna consciousness. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada writes, however, Krishna consciousness, however, is different from these austerities, the yogis and so on, impersonalists, because it is direct service to the Supreme Lord. So sitting and meditating and surrounded by fire, this is not a direct service to the Lord. The Lord is not asking this kind of austerities. These are beneficial, maybe preliminary to come eventually, if one meets a pure devotee, to come directly to Krishna consciousness. But they're not necessary. One doesn't need to perform yoga in order to surrender to Krishna. One doesn't need to give up one's possession in surrendering to Krishna. That renunciation that will come automatically later on. One can even be a householder and be a devotee. Look at that, even a householder, family man, by renouncing what? Renouncing what? Renouncing the propensity to enjoy, the enjoyment spirit. That needs to be renounced. Needs to be converted into the serving spirit. And if we engage in devotional service, all our material needs will be fulfilled. All. We do our duties, but we don't do it as a reward for sense gratification. We do it as a service, Krishna. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada says, however, Krishna consciousness is different from these yogis and so on because it is direct service. And more than that, Srila Prabhupada carries on, Krishna consciousness cannot be attained by any of the above mentioned types of sacrifice. So, by Ashtanga yoga, sacrificing one's possession, or severe austerities, one cannot achieve Krishna consciousness by these processes. But it can be attained only by the mercy of the Lord and his bona fide devotees. Mercy of the Lord reminds us on the cat carrying the kitten in her mouth. That's the mercy of the Lord. The Lord will, Krishna will directly take care of his devotees. There's so many wonderful stories where Krishna takes care of his devotees. And as we would expect, Srila Prabhupada writes, this can only be attained by the mercy of the Lord and his bona fide devotees. The devotees are inseparable from the Lord. So devotee association is essential. And then Srila Prabhupada concludes that purport, therefore, Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all these other processes. Okay. Any questions? Amrita Radhe Mataji. If you are here, or is it Rituan? We never know.
Rituan Vyari Prabhu is also here.
Hare Krishna.
No, Hare Krishna. Any questions or anything to add?
No, Prabhu, wonderful class you have given. As Mahaprabhu has taught us through Raghunath Das Goswami how a devotee should be renunciant. Definitely, we cannot imitate what Raghunath Das Goswami did, but we, as you mentioned in one of the previous classes, we should take up the essence of what he did. I mean, essence from his own life and apply that to some extent in our lives.
Yes.
So that Mahaprabhu will be pleased.
Nobody can imitate Raghunath Das Goswami. Nobody can imitate Haridas Thakur. And if we try, we'll just make a cheap show.
Yes.
We don't want that. But as you say so nicely, the essence, it takes the essence of renouncing our propensity to enjoy.
Yes. No, it
Anything
was not
else?
me. You mentioned that in one of the classes previously. I was just repeating what you said, like taking up the essence, because that was also one of my questions I asked a few months back about, Srivas Thakur.
Mm.
The same thing as you mentioned, we have to take the essence, not what exactly he did, because we can never imitate.
Mm.
Like when his son died, that means that. Thank you,
Yes,
Prabhu. So,
very
Prabhu,
nice.
nothing in. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. There's no other comments or questions if anybody from the group wants to ask.
Yes, we expecting you on Saturday, Ritwan.
Yes, Prabhu.
And
Yes, we are coming. We are coming by. Yeah. And Prabhuji, I was thinking about the garlands. So I'll
yes,
be making some garlands and bringing them. So you mentioned
I
five garlands,
mentioned
isn't it?
if you can,
Or three? Yeah. I'll try.
five would
Varsana
be.
Mataji has she come back to UK?
Hashem Mataji is back. Yes, she's cooking, and will be in
Like,
touch if she has not already. If you want to cook something, possibly.
yes.
If 5 garlands seems to be too much, make 3, because we will have tomorrow or Friday. We will have 100 marigold flowers. I have organized that.
Oh.
Hopefully it works out. Hopefully I haven't been let down the last minute. 100 marigold flowers, and our Ravi will make 2 long garlands, means hips. I think there will be more marigold flowers left. So I will tell him, make 2 nice garlands for the 2 Marachis, and if there are flowers left, make more garlands. I don't know. I cannot say. 100.
Yeah, I was thinking
How much marigold are in one
we
garland? Yes.
in India, those long ones you used to have, I would say around 30, 40, 30 maximum. 30, 35.
Long ones till
If it comes to the chest.
to the
Not the
waist,
very long ones.
or to the knees, which you call long. What do you call long?
I mean, actually, in long way, I mean, in India, in the usual shops, they're available as a single string, just like
Yes.
single, just like a long rope, and you have to fold it and make it into a garland. And
Yes.
those were like around 25 flowers. And when
Okay.
they were made into a garland, folded and made into a circular, I mean, round garland, that came up to the chest.
To the
Just
chest.
just below the chest, I would say, just below the chest.
That should be
Below the
okay.
chest. Yeah.
That'd be okay.
Yeah,
If
I think
for the
yeah.
Maharajis,
4 garlands
would-
can be from the 100, I think.
for the Maharajis,
Three
it
at
would be
least.
really nice if there would be more than the chest. It would be go down to the hips, maybe.
Yeah.
So if there's some flowers over, then
I'm just searching for, I'm searching for this, basically the string or the string. It should be, I'm trying to find it somewhere from here. It's not available in Asda, it might be, or Aldi. I'll be trying to find it out from some of the local shops, maybe.
yeah,
Or
it's
in
a,
the
a
city
strong
center,
string. Strong string.
the string that,
That the garland doesn't break.
for the
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave that up to you.
Yes,
Right?
Prabhuji. Yes.
And with the prasadam, I'll leave that up to you as well.
Yes, we'll get in touch with Varsana Mataji.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, so
Prabhuji.
it looks like very, very nice festival we'll have on Saturday.
Yes, Prabhu. And Prabhu, I just wanted to add one thing, the devotees here, in Derby, are in collaboration with the devotees of Nottingham. I mean, basically, that's their initiative. First initiative was from Nottingham, at Namatta. So we are arranging here Kirtan Mela in one of the devotees have booked a yoga studio on 17th. So 17th of August. So 6 o'clock, 6:30 to 8, I think. So That's the thing. Like, I'm just asking, would you be able to come to attend in the sense, or
I will
yeah,
be
Barsa Mata Ginade.
most likely, I will be in Germany for my mother's
Oh,
100th birthday.
okay. Wow.
But if
Haribol.
not, somehow I
Yeah,
say, if not, I've not arranged anything yet. If not, I
yeah.
would be happy to come.
Right. I'll send you the details. I think we have made made some flyers, so I'll send the picture of that flyer to your WhatsApp.
Yes,
And
please.
we are planning to bring some of the flyers and put it on the center in Hare Krishna
Yes, yes,
temple there, so that
yes, yes,
devotees
yes.
would get to know and come. That would be good.
Yes, oh, I would love to come. If there was another date, I would love to come because coming
I
always
understand, Prabhu. Yeah, whatever.
Dhabi is just beautiful. Our last
Yeah,
program was
Prabhu.
absolutely
Okay,
beautiful.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
And the people you got there in that room, they were all wonderful. In fact, I'm missing them. So how nicely they responded to everything. It's very,
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
heartwarming. It feels like family, really. It does. Everyone, very nice.
Okay,
Well,
thank you.
can you not do it on another date or next time?
Yeah, maybe next time.
The next time.
Next time,
Yoga
yeah. I think,
studio.
yeah, the always, I mean, already been planned, and things have been already, going forward with the 17th of August.
But
So yeah, maybe next time. Yeah.
I'm sure
So
you
we are,
will do
yeah.
another
So if this is
program.
successful, yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, here we
Okay,
stop.
brother.
It's
Okay.
getting later. We'll see you all. Dharm is also coming, Divandra, and see a lot of devotees on Saturday. Thank you very much. Here we stop. Hare Krishna.